Namaste, Moojibaba.
Namaste.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Baba, my question is, I can't seem to slow myself down to be able to experience this is-ness
Yes.
that we talk about.
Yes. You're saying you don't seem to be able to slow yourself down or your mind down or whatever,
Yes.
so that you can experience the is-ness. That is not necessary, because there is no condition standing in front of the is-ness as a barrier. Is-ness meaning that which exists, that which alone exists timelessly, which cannot be affected by the play of the body-mind, or what you may call the Shakti of Maya. Nothing can affect it at all, okay? Even racy mind is also a phenomenon observed in you naturally. You don't have to go anywhere to know. Now the mind is very busy. Mind is busy, and now it says, wow, I must slow the mind down in order to really be aware of myself. That is also thought. It is also a thought that until my mind relaxes, I won't be able to focus on the is-ness or the self. I put it that is not true. You are already that which observes the playfulness or the restlessness of mind or even body also. We only are clarifying now that you're watching that. The idea that that is necessary in order for you to be what you are, throw out that idea. Throw out this idea that you have to do something to be the is-ness. Even this idea of a you who need to do something to be the is-ness is also an idea. May I say like this? The trouble is, what I say you will not immediately accept. Because the we that, or the I that you think you are, itself promotes separation. The self that you are is more real than you, your present idea of yourself. Any change is not going to take place in the pure self, but to the non-self or the false self. Not that we have an idea that the false self must grow towards the pure self. In another way of looking, you can say the false self must continue thinning away, disappearing, until when it finally disappears, all that's left is the real self. The real self has not made any journey at all. God is playing all these roles and all these stages of belief in the journey of self-discovery. And it is a wise game, and it is quite fair, actually. But I don't want to go too far into that right now. I would prefer that the seeing becomes so clear that the false cannot be found anymore.
Yes, conceptually I see it, and I also sort of conceptually see that, okay, the act of observing my restless mind is also awareness.
Yes.
But the fact that physically and mentally my mind is racing so much, I cannot seem to find time out to even observe the restlessness.
The fact that the mind and the body is so restless is taken to be important. The belief that my mind is so restless right now that, I'm not able to go further, believed in, creates the sense of an obstacle. It is not true, but if it is believed in, it will become true for you experientially. That is how thoughts work. A thought without belief has no power. A thought with belief can start a war or heal a nation's pain even. Belief is the operational factor here. You see, we are believing what we are conceiving also. Meaning that now presently you're feeling, yes, my mind, if I just need to slow my mind down, and you may even take up a practice to slow your mind down so that you can continue your sadhana and your journey towards the self, which is all imagined. Get stabilized in the weakness.
How?
Try to witness the weakness. Stop for a second. We are normally witnessing this thing going on, and we each telling the story of what's going on, which is totally subjective, by the way. No one's point of view is universal. But we are in the habit of that. The weakness simply is witnessing, okay? Is aware that even witnessing is not really doing, it's happening also. If you take your attention from the traffic of what is moving and just put it more just on the environment and the ability of witnessing, does the witnessing have any story touching it? You can do this now also. Anyone can do. If instead of the habit of going out into the crime scene, you stay only as the neutral witness, is the witness moving? Is the witnessing the source? The witnessing is present. The witnessing, no? And then also the traffic of things reported about. If you pay attention, just let the attention rest inside the witnessing. Is it spacious or is it claustrophobic? No.
It is spacious.
May I take one step earlier also? Could I also say that the act of witnessing or the function of perception is also perceivable? Anybody with me? That even the functioning of witnessing, that even seeing is also perceived. Seeing is seen also. Are you stretching to reach where I'm speaking? Actually, it's effortless. It only needs to be reminded of you and you find that you are here. Do you travel to here? Did you have to step back physically? Or just the fact that it is pointed out to you again, and ignorance or a lesser seeing become more distant, you're simply here. You, the original one, does not need to move at all. The traffic of reported sensation and so on, that is moving. The witness, relatively, is not moving. Okay? Pay attention, be aware of the witnessing itself. And what happened? The mind wants to tell the story what is happening. When you're telling and believing the story what is happening, you are unaware of you who is seeing this, including the story. When you pay attention to yourself, your mind will stop. When you pay attention to your mind will gallop. When you pay attention to that which sees the mind will slow down. That's how it works.
Okay. Yes, now I see.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we are watching the phenomena of mind activity. We have been accustomed to that. We have been conditioned. It's been a culture to pay attention to the movement of the elements the senses, sense intention and goal, mind habit of fantasizing and projecting and so on. All of this is visible to you at a deeper level. I'm calling it a deeper level, but it's just right here. We're habituated to that. We speak to each other about things like this. But when you pay attention to that which is the perceiving power of all that appears in you, the whole thing slows down. Because there's no story. There's just a quality of beingness or is-ness. It's stable. As you taste that energetically, you already are attracted to it. Because instantly you are in a field of peace. You know it, it's natural to you. The more you pay attention to it, you're falling in love again to that which is stable in you. Because only here will you have lasting peace. Will you have natural conviction that you are not the traffic of comings and goings. Then you'll come to see every thought, every feeling, every idea, there's just like a cloud passing. You don't need to follow anything. You are like the sky, infinite and unbound. This must develop in you, that power. Mm-hmm. And it is natural, so therefore it should not take so much time also. Only the habit or the reflex to keep referencing yourself through the mind and body will seem to slow you down, seem to. When I point you to that which witnesses the functioning of the body and mind, then it becomes, again, you become aware of it. You did not create it. In fact, everything you are searching from the smallest to the most complete, is already in you. We are only discovering. You don't need to create. Mind wants to create. It wants to invent. But for self-discovery, you're only discovering, only recognizing what has always been in you, always. That's the beauty.